Alô, alô. Pronto? Posso? Hello, hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. No. Before I begin my speech, I'd like to draw your attention to the current situation in Brazil, specifically in the Rio Grande do Sul, our south region, where a history flood caused damage to thousands of structures, has affected approximately 2 million people and 118 citizens have lost their lives. Rebuilding the cities and restoring citizens normally will require significant time and resource. However, despite this challenge, there is still room for proactive measures. Let us embrace adaptive management as a prerequisite for the approval of any project or program. By doing so, we can better navigate uncertainties and enhance our infrastructure resilience to the future crisis. Now, having the future in mind, it is great pleasure to gather here today to present to the water international community a significant milestone in the history of Latin American cooperation. The creation of the Latin American Water Council. This council represents a crucial step for uniting the countries of our region for the protection and conservation of our precious water resource. Over the years, Latin America has faced complex challenges related to the water management, as I mentioned before, from several droughts to devastating floods. However, we also possess an unparalleled wealth of natural resources and a cultural heritage deeply connected to water. It is our duty and responsibility to protect this vital heritage for current and future generations. The establishment of the Latin America Council is a testament to our collective commitment to the sustainable management of water resources. By uniting our efforts and knowledge, we can develop more effective policies and strategies to address the water challenge in our region. It is important to highlight that the launch of this council took place during the first Latin American Council, held in November last year, 2023, in the city of Aracaju, Brazil. This event was made possible thanks to the engagement of important institutions such as the Brazilian National Water and Sanitation Agency, ANA, the Brazilian Network of Basin Organization, REBOB, whose the president is Lupécio Giroldo, one big partner of us. Also, the Brazilian Association of Water Research, ABR Hydro, whose Braga is a member, and also Jorge Werneck. The Brazilian Association of Sanitary and Environment Engineer, ABS, and the Brazilian Association of Groundwater, ABAS. So we also had the support of various other institutions many of them represented here today in the 10th World Water Forum. It is a great privilege to announce the Latin American Water Council here at the World Water Council Pavilion, since it was the World Water Council that inspired us to unite and create a regional and more focused council in our region because of many challenges we have. So, in conclusion, I want to emphasize that the Latin American Water Council, it is a symbol of our collective determination to protect and preserve a vital resource for life on our planet. We hope our council will be the main force behind concrete and collaborative actions that ensure a sustainable future for all in Latin America. So, thank you very much. I would like to start with this little speech and invite Jorge Werneck to his presentation. Jorge Werneck is a very good partner. He's our partner from all of this whole process, and he was responsible. He was the chair of the thematic process of the first forum, Latin American Forum, that I mentioned. George, please.
Thank you, Felipe. So, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for you all for the invitation to make this a very short presentation of the process and the roadmap that we follow to be here at this moment, launching the Latin American Water Council and to have a pavilion and so on. So I can control from here. Let me see if it works. Just a second. Now it will work? Yes? Okay. Yes, it works. So why do we need a Latin American Council? So we need mobilization of Latin America. We need a voice for Latin America because during a long period we worked, together with the World Water Council, visiting a lot of places and where we don't have an organized voice for Latin America, and that's what we are trying to do with all this work and all this mobilization of the countries, of the civil society, of the governments and so on, so you can organize our countries and we can in a way that we can provide for people health, water and so on, and development too, and sustainable development when talking of course about water. So we have here a lot of words that explain why we are working in that way. So what to discuss in the forum, because we also did or prepared the first Latin American Water Forum, and there we want to be connected, yes, so seeking for quick solutions. We need to include Latin America in global discussion, and we want to be connected with the big players, with the big events, and like here in the World Water Forum. So we get some events, some big events and some big agreements, international agreements that we have that give us some orientation to decide what to discuss, what to prioritize in this first moment to create this council. So I'm sorry, it's in Portuguese. I didn't have time to change it, but the main theme of our forum was integration for the development. And we have these main themes here: water and the environment, water and development, water and climate, cooperation, innovation, financing, and the participation of the society in the whole process of water resource management. And we established a thematic commission with people from different backgrounds, different type of companies, and then we involved, because the thematic process is not only a process for organizing the thematic discussions, but also to mobilize people and good people from good institutions so they can work together with us. And this is the basis for the Latin American Council, because it's important to have these people there involved and together with us in this initiative. We prepared a roadmap for that, to be here and to create the council. And we had the kickoff meeting where we discussed about the thematic process. But and so you can see we started to involve. It's like a ball in snow going down the hills and gaining size and gaining structure to provide the changes that we need to do in our continent, where we have a lot of water, yes, but a lot of problems too, and everything is so diverse in Latin America. So we have very poor people, you have very rich people, it rains a lot, you have semi-arid regions, we don't have a desert, but we have deserts in Latin America too, not in Brazil. But that it was the kickoff meeting, and then we have a lot of preparatory events to, again, to keep people together, to keep the main stakeholders that we need to be involved in this process together with us. And then we organized the first Latin American Forum. For the first time we had this kind of event, and here you can see a lot of people, some are here, and some numbers of the first Latin American Forum. We have 45 organizations involved in the preparatory process, 15 countries, 6 thematic sessions with 50 panelists, and 300 participants from these countries here. And of course, it's the basis for the Latin American Council. Here you have the participation in the different countries, and with all that, we prepared a report bringing an agenda for the council. So we prepared that. It's almost done. So it's the first draft with more than 50 pages talking about the result of all this discussion we did in preparing the Latin American Forum, so in Aracaju. So it will be finished and launched in the first council meeting that will be in August in Brazil, in Foz do Iguaçu. So this material is almost ready, and using all this structure, we succeed with a huge help of Felipe, Lupercio, Mr. Braga, and others. Yes, Ana Carolina, and all the directors of ANA, and many people involved in all this process to be here, and the success we have on launching this pavilion and the council here in so far away from Latin America, here in Bali, Indonesia. Here the council was launched yesterday. It was a great event and very important for all of us. And to finish, I'd like to thank, because Lupercio and Felipe invited me in the beginning of this process to coordinate the thematic process, to coordinate these actions, and well, it's nice, Felipe, to see now where we are, and the form that the council is gaining in all this process. And Mr. Braga, this was for you. We are all together. You see, I don't know if you can see. I didn't know it would be here. Okay, but we are all together, and we want to keep collaborating in this process, because we believe on that, and we want to make the necessary change we need to do in Latin America, because we still have a lot of problems and a lot of people suffering. Not only the guys in the south part of Brazil today, that of course it's a huge disaster. We never saw something like this in Brazil. but we have so many other problems that we have to deal with in the next years, so we can provide water and sanitation for all. So thank you very much, and I'll be here for the rest of the event.
Thank you so much, Jorge. It was a really intense process, and I was speaking with Bia, when we see a lot of photos of this process, we remember the path we walk until here to be here today. I would like to invite our Vice Minister, Giuseppe Vieira, for say a few words of all of this process. Giuseppe was with us on Aracaju, Sergipe, at the first Latin America Forum, Water Latin America Forum, and it was really important to have the government of Brazil held on our hands in all of this process. Please.
Falar em português. Bom, vou estar falando em português e vai ter tradução aqui para o inglês, mas queria primeiro iniciar aqui parabenizando a iniciativa e na apresentação do Jorge e na do Felipe, a gente vê todo o histórico de construção que foi para chegar no momento que estamos vivendo hoje, né, com o Conselho Latino-Americano sendo constituído, sendo criado e que efetivamente constituído, instalado. Dizer que para a gente, né, enquanto governo, a gente fica muito satisfeito com um processo de criação como esse que foi feito, porque ele não foi nada que surgiu de uma hora para outra, né? Como foi muito bem apresentado, ele foi muito bem construído, né? Então, nesse processo construído, a tendência de ele ser exitoso é muito maior, de que isso seja realmente um ambiente que possa ter uma congregação ali em torno das pautas e que sejam mais importantes e estratégicas para o nosso país, né? Como o Jorge bem falou, a gente está passando por um momento de dificuldade no nosso país isoladamente, mas quer dizer que não é isolado, né? Assim, a gente tem um problema hoje grave no Rio Grande do Sul, mas que se replica para várias outras regiões no mundo, e na América Latina não é diferente, e não é o único problema que nós temos, né? E não é o único problema que no Brasil tem e na América Latina tem. A gente tem outros problemas que são compartilhados dentro da agenda do recurso hídrico, dentro da agenda da gestão do recurso hídrico, do abastecimento da população, do tratamento dos efluentes, enfim, tudo dos aquíferos. É um desafio da gestão desses aquíferos, da gestão transfronteiriça, de água superficial, do subsolo, enfim. Então a gente tem diversos desafios postos, e esse ambiente agora a gente acredita que seja o mais adequado para que a gente possa vencê-los juntos, né, como irmãos latino-americanos. Parabéns a todos que participaram ativamente dessa construção, né, e com certeza vai ser um sucesso e a gente vai ganhar muito do ponto de vista de governança da água da América Latina como um todo. Muito obrigado e parabéns a todos pela iniciativa.
Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate everyone, in particular Jorge, by his presentation, and also for the Latin American Council. Thank you for inviting me. I would like to speak as government, as us, and say that I'm very satisfied with the creation that started a long time ago, but it's been very well built. We have been having a lot of success, and we have been aggregated all together because this work is not only for us, it's for our country. And we understand that the difficulty of our country, it's not only for us. We know that the catastrophe in Rio Grande do Sul is unique for us, but it could happen anywhere in the world. And our problems are the same problems that Brazil has and also Latin America. We need to talk more about water resources and how to supply to the populations. we need also to emphasize the importance of the aquifers and management of transborder water. We need to talk about the challenges that we have, and everything needs to be more adequate to our situations. And we understand that together, as Latin American brothers, we will have success. And we also need to manage water as Latin America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary, our Vice Minister, Giuseppe, for these few words. And so I would like to invite Benedito Braga for his speech. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's really a great pleasure to be here today to speak about this initiative. Latin America is a continent of around 200 million square kilometers, and that goes all the way from Mexico to Argentina, with a large population, but with a very similar cultural connections. Spanish and Portuguese colonized the continent some 500 years ago, and the religious, the language, the habits, the culture are all very similar. And the idea of discussing water with this very coherent population mix is interesting in the sense that at the same time we have challenges that are similar and solutions to these water challenges that need to be shared among the different countries. So the idea of moving forward with this council is recognizing the challenges, seeing that, for example, we in the Latin American continent have developed only 10% of the potential of irrigation for food production. We have in the continent around 60 million hectares of irrigated agriculture, and this number, the potential is to move 10 times more than this. So we have almost 700 million hectares of possibility of irrigation, of hydropower potential that can be developed. And we have some severe difficulties in the water supply and sanitation sector. Around half of the population does not have access to sewage collection and treatment. So we have potential to use water for our sustainable development, and at the same time we have some challenges in other areas of water that we need to discuss together and share these common solutions among us. So, but it's the technical aspects that I mentioned here. It's much more than this. Is to mobilize the political class, to mobilize those that make the decisions towards putting water higher in their priorities. we need to reach out the parliamentarians, those that are in charge of the national budgets. We have to approach the executive, the ministers, the heads of state, those that are in charge of putting forward the decisions, the laws and regulations. So it's not a very easy task. However, we are prepared. We really are prepared, and I am very happy with our Vice Minister present here to help us in the sense of talking to the political class for the importance of moving the issue of water forward. So with this, without using too much of the time of our minister, I close my remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Benedito Braga. So for closing this moment, I would like to invite Ana Carolina, our director at ANA, to finish.
Thank you, Felipe. So, everybody already said here a lot of very important things about this initiative. I want to point some things. First of all, our intention is always integrated our knowledge and our influence. Even when you are in the political side or in the strategical side or in the sectors or in the academy. So I really hope that our initiative can contribute to the council and can make difference in the world. So for us, have all those countries together means that those countries will be heard and will put actions to make the difference. So I hope that we can participate with the council in all the strategies, in all the task forces that we already have, similar to the World Water Council, that we can put in action what we need to make the change on the political side, in the private sector, with eyes not just for the environmental, but the social part, and that we can have, I really hope, aggregate vision of the social, of the environmental, to turn our countries and our water management better. And that's it. I'm very happy because we could be like the seed, not the seed, but continue on idea that already exists. But I'm very happy that with us we can see this happening, this putting actions today, and for us it's a very happy moment. For the agency, Water Agency, National Water Agency, it's very important. We had here Ben Braga, that was director from the agency, and the history of the World Water Council and the agency, ANA, is a very close history. I hope that in the future, the other directors that are coming and making part of the agency, because all we have mandates, can continue this history. I really hope that we could contribute this time with the CLA, with the forum, with creating a space to America Latin to be heard and to participate, not just with listeners or with a few people representing, but with a really representative way, with women more engaged, with more diversity, and of course, bringing always new ideas that are very necessary to the world keep going on and to make the changes happen. So thank you very much. I really hope that you continue looking for this initiative, making part, keeping in touch. We are always here and available to work and make the world a better place with our efforts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ini bisa 20 berarti 60 an. Oh iya, ini tadi keluarnya itu tagihan 15. Iya. Yang tadi iya ya.
I have one of our friends that were in the meeting and went. May I give to her? Thank you.
We celebrate the anniversary of the Water Fund for Lima and Callao Aquafondo, our 13th anniversary. Since 2010, we have worked tirelessly to bring more and better water to the people of Lima, both in high Andean communities and urban areas. In these 13 years, we have developed more than 47 projects involving nature-based solutions and climate change adaptation. Among these, the rehabilitation of 51 kilometers of amunas, potentially contributing more than 11,000 cubic meters of water annually in the watersheds of the rivers Rima, Chillón, and Lurín. This is an achievement that truly makes us proud. We've also reaped benefits of water supply over 22 hectares of crops with irrigation technology. We've implemented cochas, which are like natural water reserves with a potential storage volume of 9,000 cubic meters of water per year into watersheds that are already vulnerable to climate change. We have strengthened the skills of over 1,800 people in water management and culture, and they've been able to formulate 60 public investment project ideas addressing gaps in the environment, agriculture, and sanitation sectors with the potential to mobilize 71 million soles. Aquafondo, our 13th anniversary. Since 2010, we have worked tirelessly to bring more and better water to the people of Lima, both in high Andean communities and urban areas. In these 13 years, we have developed more than 47 projects involving nature-based solutions and climate change adaptation. Among these, the rehabilitation of 51 kilometers of amunas, potentially contributing more than 11,000 cubic meters of water annually in the watersheds of the rivers Rima, Chillón, and Lurín. This is an achievement that truly makes us proud. We've also reaped benefits of water supply over 22 hectares of crops with irrigation technology. We've implemented cochas, which are like natural water reserves with a potential storage volume of 9,000 cubic meters of water per year into watersheds that are already vulnerable to climate change. We have strengthened the skills of over 1,800 people in water management and culture, and they've been able to formulate 60 public investment project ideas addressing gaps in the environment, agriculture, and sanitation sectors with the potential to mobilize 71 million soles within the framework of public investment, with 3 of these already registered as project profiles. We've educated over 3,000 students across 24 regions of the country through environmental education campaigns such as Aquarol and urban awareness campaigns like We celebrate the anniversary of the water fund for Lima and Callao Aquafondo, our 13th anniversary. Since 2010, we have worked tirelessly to bring more and better water to the people of Lima, both in high Andean communities and urban areas. In these 13 years, we have developed more than 47 projects involving nature-based solutions and climate change adaptation. Among these, the rehabilitation of 51 kilometers of Amunas, potentially contributing more than 11,000 cubic meters of water annually in the watersheds of the rivers Rima, Chillón, and Lurin. This is an achievement that truly makes us proud. We've also reaped benefits of water supply over 22 hectares of crops with irrigation technology. We've implemented cochas, which are like natural water reserves with a potential storage volume of 9,000 cubic meters of water per year into watersheds that are already vulnerable to climate change. We have strengthened the skills of over 1,800 people in water management and culture, and they've been able to formulate 60 public investment project ideas addressing gaps in the environment,
can you hear me?
agriculture, and sanitation sectors.
Well, thank you
with
so
the
much for
potential
joining.
to
Thank you,
mobilize
Joanna, for bringing some
71
people.
million
I
soles
we
within
will
the
start in a couple of
framework
minutes.
Public investment, with 3 of these
for
already
now-
registered as project
For now, we're
profiles.
showing a video of the work we do
We've
on
educated
the
over
13-year
3,000
anniversary
students across 24
of
regions
Aquafondo. Aquafondo is a multi-stakeholder articulation platform to leverage financing and influence governance processes into channeling funds for nature-based solutions in the headwaters of the Rímac, Chillón, and Lurin rivers that are the main supply to the city of Lima. We will start right now with the presentation of a decade of water sowing for the city of Lima. Okay. So my name is Jose Fernandez. I'm the lead of water strategy for Aquafondo. I'm here in the World Water Forum with Augusto Treyes, the head of communications, and I'm going to present to you a decade of water sowing for the city of Lima. What we see in the picture is the Cocha Cinco Lagunas. You will get to know what is a Cocha, and this is the community members of San Pedro de Casta. So the city of Lima is the capital of Peru. It holds 1/3 of the population of the country. It's around 10 million people in the metropolitan area. It's naturally supplied by the Chillón, Rímac, and Lurin basins, but since the 60s, 60% of the water supply that comes during the dry season comes through a tunnel transfer from a basin that drains to the Amazon. So during the dry season, Lima is already facing absolute scarcity, only with 90 to 100 cubic meters per year per person. This draws the need for the critical need to invest in natural sources of water. This is where Aquafondo comes into play, because it's an articulation platform that engages and brings stakeholders together to develop financial and governance framework. What have we achieved so far in the governance process that will allow us, in the next slides, to channel funding into catchment management? Since its creation in 2011, Aquafondo has established agreements with the National Water Authority and has advocated for a tariff reform that establishes that 1% of the income of water utilities has to be invested in water sources in the headwaters. During this process, we advocated for the creation of the River Basin Organization for the basins that provide natural water to the city of Lima. Also, during this same process, we advocated to use this 1% of the water utilities companies as payments for ecosystem services, handling the first project idea dossier to the water utility company that is in charge of providing supply and sanitation for the city of Lima. And finally, until 2024, we have 13 years advocating for water security for the city of Lima, with several agreements with various ministries. We have enhanced governance, community governance, and we have developed various public and private articulation platforms. But what is really interesting in Aquafondo is its mechanism to engage the private sector into financing of these initiatives. What we do is we work with the downstream users, which companies that are seen on the screen. We build awareness on them through knowledge resources and project portfolios. Most of these corporations have the mandate to perform water replenishment or other sustainability projects, and there is an increasing demand for projects that provide volumetric benefit. That is where Aquafondo comes into play, because we go to the field, we identify projects, and we build a project portfolio that then companies can go and check it. We gather non-taxable funding for water-related nature-based solutions that are then, and then with community-led project identification, right? And with traditional knowledge design, we implement projects that enhance water ecosystem services, therefore improving water security for the city of Lima. All this process has ended up through the years in the build-up of Aquafondo's investor network, which is a network that now we bring together in an annual event called, in this encounter, what we do is we showcase the responsible work towards water management that companies are doing for the city of Lima. We have managed to implement over 47 water-related nature-based solutions. We have managed to build capacities in more than 2,000 people for the formulation of public funding nature-based solutions, because we believe that the communities should be able to be autonomous on the project formulation and search of financing for public investment. These project ideas have been already registered in the public investment system and have the potential of leveraging $18 million. And regarding Aquafondo's annual investment, we have increased our project portfolio dramatically in the last 4 years, and we expect to do so the next year as well. So now, with all that being said, having influenced the governance processes and having leveraged funding, we focus on sustainable watershed management, especially emphasizing in nature-based solutions and natural infrastructures through water sowing. And we focus mainly on the Santa Eulalia Basin, which is the one that receives the water transfer from the Mantaro Basin that drains to the Amazon. But what is water sowing? Water sowing is community-led project formulation that ends up taking traditional knowledge that induces water recharge or water infiltration in the soil through storage or through deriving the water from streams through the use of techniques like amunas restoration, cochas enhancement, and wetland conservation. We basically work in these local communities, but we not only in these four, but basically in these four, like mainly. So at the end of the day, what we try to do is close the cycle of the community leading the formulation of the projects through their traditional knowledge and getting the direct benefits of these initiatives. And then the indirect benefits are the water retention in the headwaters for the city of Lima. So what are amunas and cochas? Right? Amunas are ancient hydraulic designed channels to divert surface water along mountain contours to highly permeable soil, inducing infiltration and enhancing the yield and duration of downstream springs. What we see on the left is how we find or how we identify ancient abandoned amunas. Right? These amunas are from pre-Columbian times. They probably have thousands of years old. What we do is we go with the community, we ask them, where have you seen the amunas when you go through your territory? Then we restore them with them using their knowledge combined with modern techniques of civil engineering. Then we make them, they operate during the rainy season and when the streams are filled with water. And then we, with our partners, we monitor the infiltration and also not only the volumetric benefit of the amunas, but also we have used with our allies water dye tracers to see if actually the water that is being infiltrated in the amunas is the same water that is coming downstream in the river or in water springs. Also, we are working with cochas restoration, which are enlarged ponds built in natural terrain depressions using local materials like stone and earth cloths to store and facilitate the infiltration of rainwater. On the left, we can see the Cachucachu cocha. When it was identified with the community in 2018, we can see that there is already a dike, a very artisanal dike, or that is not withholding so much water. Then the same dike was rebuilt with the community and with the support of Aquafondo, and now we can see the increased storage and infiltration. This benefits directly to the community, but it also induces infiltration and stores water in the headwaters. That is super important because Lima is dependent on a water transfer. Here we can see the same stone on different seasons. This picture was taken this year on February, and the other picture was in 2018. Finally, as the results and impact of our work, we have over 51 kilometers of amunas that have the potential of infiltrating 11 million cubic meters per year. Why I say potentially? Because we have been monitoring the benefits or the volumetric benefits of this infrastructure since 2018, but it would be not responsible to use 1 year data as reference. So every year we're monitoring and we're trying to come up with a new reference value until we see some consistency. In Cochas, we have stored a volume of 121,000 cubic meters in the ones that have been rehabilitated. Now I want to talk about San Pedro de Casta as evidence of successful water-related nature-based solutions. One of the communities that we work with, we have been working with since 2015. Why we did this? Because we wanted to create a demonstration site or a pilot community or a unit of work that is the microbasin, where we could not only restore amunas and cochas, but also work on wetlands, on biodiversity enhancement, and so the Carguayumac microbasin last year was recognized as an UNESCO ecohydrology demo site. We have worked in this microbasin over 10 years with 6 global corporations, with 2 international cooperation agencies, and we have managed to channel funds of over $1 million US only in these microbasins, with the benefits that we see on the right. Amunas and cochas were mentioned previously, but peatlands we have also protected with 3.69 hectares. Some studies from another region that we still need to do in these microbasins suggest that per square meters, these peatlands could hold up to 400 liters of water. We have also proven biodiversity enhancement by the registry of species that had not been seen in several years, and also with the collaboration of our allies and using the water dye tracers that I showed previously. We have proven that the water that is being infiltration by amunas stays in the microbasin from 2 to 5 months. And finally, it's very important to mention the local to global reach approach. This work has been being done since 2015, but it was only known in Lima. Not even in Lima, only known by Aquafondo. Today we are at the World Water Forum in Indonesia presenting this case, and I think that this is a success not only in volumetric benefit, in investment, but also in outreach. These are the partners that we work with, which are companies in Peru. These are partners from our institution, Aquafondo, and these are allies that work with us. And now I would like to ask you to stay, because we have 2 videos that we would like to show you. 3 videos actually. This is one. This is an amuna, and in the middle the amuna has been it's broken, so the water is flowing downstream, and then you can see already the impact of the amuna on vegetation coverage, right? And then one would ask, here is where it's broken, right? So if we can just go one more time. The amuna, what it's doing is promoting soil humidity, and therefore vegetation is growing on the land, both downstream and upstream from the amuna. After the damage of the amuna, we can see that the soil and the vegetation is non-existent. One can ask themselves, what are the impacts on soil erosion control and biodiversity enhancement? We haven't researched that yet, but this proves the multifunctionality of nature-based solutions, because we cannot only see water infiltration, but also vegetation recovery and soil erosion control. And now I'm going to ask, ¿le puedes tocar la puerta? Dile que ponga video 2. I would like to show a video of every year we do an inauguration of projects in the communities, and this is the video from this year. And yeah, so this is the video of this year, where this is when we start the project season in the headwaters of the basins. This is the San Pedro de Casta community. That's how they live locally. The roads are very steep, as in many countries probably that the people are here. These communities also have on their tradition the party of water, and this is not because we have educated them on that, but it's because they have traditional knowledge that is geographically adapted to the region with the amunas and the cochas, right? And their traditions, what they do with the party of water, that it's on this same space, is they come together and they go and clean the ditches, the amunas and the cochas for the next coming rain season. Just in the same way as an irrigation would be cleaned, but it has a spiritual context to it. This is this is spiritual ceremony. This is the coca leaf. This is the reservoir where the water flows when the channels are clean. This is a man-made reservoir. This is not a cocha, just so you know. But this is the reservoir where they store the water that is stored in the cochas, let's say. Y podemos mostrar el primero de nuevo. Sí. And then we would just like to show you one more time the first video as well, because it showcases also the achievements that we've. This is the restoration of the amunas. Well, this is the lower part of the Rimac River, right? As you can see, it's really dry and not so clean. So that's the need that we have. This is the lower parts of the Rimac River, and that's why we I think it was already advanced, the video. But yeah. While the video is playing, I don't know if there's any question that anybody would like to ask regarding perhaps do you have a question? Yes.
I'm really curious with the restoration activities that you also conduct in your project intervention. What kind of the technology that you use? It is like only like the planting some local species of tree, or do you need like the advanced technology to clean the water along the river, the Amuna?
Okay, so since we have time, so the process is the following, right? We identify the headwaters. We go with the community, we build social capital, and then the communities tell us where there are amunas that have been abandoned historically. So once we do that, then we combine, we use their traditional knowledge in the build-up of the wall of the amuna, but what we do to reduce the frequency of maintenance of these rustic elements, we build an inlet with a proper design, right? That derives the water from the stream through the contour of the mountain, right? This is normally done with like a 1% slope, or the minimum slope that you can try to achieve. Then the community uses flintstones, specialized flintstones, to cut the rock, the local rock that they gather from the Andes, into specific sizes, and then they have the women from the community come along to work as well and do a mix of the dirt and soil and clay that is proper to achieve certain range of permeability, right? So the channel doesn't get destroyed so fast. After that, well, the rainy season comes, right? The river gets water. Everything is infiltrating because the rain is falling in all the area. But once the rain stops and the river is still charged with water, then the amunas start to operate at its fullest, right? Because what they do is they retain the water. It's like this is the water tank of the city of Lima. So what they do is they retain the water in the headwaters, they induce the infiltration, they promote the vegetation growth, biodiversity gets enhanced, and then, as I was telling you, we use the water dye tracers and the capacitance levels along the channel to measure the infiltration that we achieve on the channel, and then to see how much time the water that is infiltrated stays on the micro basin. So maybe, I don't know what is the time. Yeah. So that's all for my presentation. I don't know if there's any other questions. There's more time. If everybody, I don't know if you have a question.
Okay, thank you. I'm interested your presentation about the approach methodologies for the micro basin, micro basin. The implementation for the conservation, the collaboration with government, community, and so on. The source funding costs from where? I want explain about funding. Thank you.
Yeah, so you're asking me how we do, what is the source of the funding to work with the communities? Yes. As I was mentioning previously, what we do is we have two ways, two realms where we have to work. We have to work with the communities, right? And these communities are protected, not protected, but the law of peasant and indigenous communities in Peru, right, establishes that communities are the administrators of land. So communities are the administrators of the surface of the land in this part. So nobody else can work the surface of the land. Then, on the other side, on the city, we develop knowledge resources, studies to build awareness on companies of how much money would be lost if there would be water scarcity, right? So that on one side, and then on the other side, there's corporations that are already beginning to generate a demand for water replenishment initiatives. Right. What we do is we have developed a robust project portfolio with proven results that already have been even audited by global corporations, so they can feel secure that their investment is going to return proven benefits through science, right? That on one side. And then with gather funding, we work with the communities. The communities are paid by human labor, right? Because this is the scope or the approach is to resemble mechanisms or a retribution for payment for ecosystem services, because that's what it's in place from the public sector, but it's not working so good right now, right? So that's what we're trying to lead by example. And yes, I hope I answer your question. Yes. Yes. No.
A very quick one and very theoretical, or a little bit theoretical. With all these canals and reservoirs, do you consider that nature-based solutions?
Yes, we do consider it nature-based solutions because they're not irrigation channels, and they're not made with foreign material, right? What they're doing is they are they have been geographically adapted since thousands of years, and they articulate very with eco-hydrological principles, let's say, of dual regulation, where we influence hydrological processes in order to influence ecological processes. So by deriving the water from the stream, we're influencing a hydrological process, right? That on itself it's inducing soil moisture, and that on itself it's inducing vegetation growth, and that on itself is reducing runoff. So then the ecological processes are influencing the hydrological process. But I'm willing to articulate more, but because that's a big debate now. Not for us, because I mean we have it very clear. The microbasin has also been recognized as a.
Just to say that the important thing is to solve the problem, and you are solving the problem. So that's the no. It's not that important, but sometimes for financing and for other things, the concept is important. Sometimes I know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. But yes, yeah, I totally agree with you. But thank you so much for your questions, for the presence. Thank you. Yeah. You have one question?
The very good the approach methodologies. The micro basin is very important because the water sheet or micro basin is the unit management. Yeah, unit is very good. Okay, thank you.
Yes, the micro basin unit is very important because we try to replicate that same scale.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask, because you leverage on traditional knowledge to do the implementation, I suppose you need the support of the older generation to be able to even identify where
the support. The support of what?
The older generation.
Older generation. Yes.
Because you leverage on the traditional knowledge. So my question is, for the younger generation, what is their response to this approach? Or in other words, if you were to take the same model to a location that is dominated by young people, how do you think they would respond to leveraging on the traditional knowledge?
Yes, so I mean, there is a problem of rural to urban migration of younger generations. We definitely work with older with the older ranges of ages in the community. But what we are doing now, we have two programs. One is Semilleros de Guardianes del Agua, which is a water guardians school. So we're working with the schools in the communities to bring back this knowledge, and also we are We're trying to teach them by example as well. How is this working by bringing them into some field trips to the Amunas, right? So, but yes, it is a problem. I think everywhere in the world, in the rural side, right, that people are going to the cities, but also with the money that we're trying to gather and by generating economic activities, by recovering this ancestral technology, we're trying to perhaps influence that people stay there a little bit more if there are other economic activities, right? So that's what we will try to achieve, right? Yeah. Yes. So all good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Public policies a sustainable future for everyone. I want to thank each of our partners and allies for being a fundamental part of this journey. Your trust in our work allows us to continue multiplying efforts to achieve water security, to our team for their relentless search day by day to contribute a drop of water in the sea of needs, and to our dear communities for allowing us to walk hand in hand, intervening with nature-based solutions and gaining valuable insights from their ancestral knowledge. Our work is for and by you, for 13 more years together, for water, because we are water, we are the water fund for Lima and Callao. Aquafondo. We celebrate the anniversary of the Water Fund for Lima and Callao Aquafondo, our 13th anniversary. Since 2010, we have worked tirelessly to bring more and better water to the people of Lima, both in high Andean communities and urban areas. In these 13 years, we have developed more than 47 projects involving nature-based solutions and climate change adaptation. Among these, the rehabilitation of 51 kilometers of Amunas, potentially contributing more than 11,000 cubic meters of water annually in the watersheds of the rivers Rima, Chillón, and Lurín. This is an achievement that truly makes us proud. We've also reaped benefits of water supply over 22 hectares of crops with irrigation technology. We've implemented cochas, which are like natural water reserves with a potential storage volume of 9,000 cubic meters of water per year into watersheds that are already vulnerable to climate change. We have strengthened the skills of over 1,800 people in water management and culture, and they've been able to formulate 60 public investment project ideas addressing gaps in the environment, agriculture, and sanitation sectors with the potential to mobilize 71 million soles within the framework of public investment, with 3 of these already registered as project profiles. We've educated over 3,000 students across 24 regions of the country through environmental education campaigns such as Aquagol and urban awareness campaigns like Sensibilizarte, which are generally conducted during the week of the Chillón, Rímac, and Lurín river basins, involving over 300 artists. But we won't stop here. Our mission remains to contribute to Lima's water security by promoting sustainable investments and advocating for public policies that ensure a sustainable future for everyone. I want to thank each of our partners and allies for being a fundamental part of this journey. Your trust in our work allows us to continue multiplying efforts to achieve water security, to our team for their relentless search day by day to contribute a drop of water in the sea of needs, and to our dear communities for allowing us to walk hand in hand, intervening with nature-based solutions and gaining valuable insights from their ancestral knowledge. Our work is for and by you. For 13 more years together, for water, because we are water, we are the water fund for Lima and Callao. Aquafondo. We celebrate the anniversary of the Water Fund for Lima and Callao Aquafondo, our 13th anniversary. Since 2010, we have worked tirelessly to bring more and better water to the people of Lima, both in high Andean communities and urban areas. In these 13 years, we have developed more than 47 projects involving nature-based solutions and climate change adaptation. Among these, the rehabilitation of 51 kilometers of amunas, potentially contributors of water annually in the watersheds of the rivers Rima, Chillon, and Lurin. This is an achievement that truly makes us proud. We've also reaped benefits of water supply over 22 hectares of crops with irrigation technology. We've implemented cochas, which are like natural